So going ahead, we're going to go ahead with the session. It is Tuesday, 10:30, 10:21 in the watch, 17th of June 2025. Mercury, Saturn and Mars. Again, not that great. Okay, so this time we've got some days that are a little confusing. The planetary configuration is a little challenging, but not too challenging. It's okay. I would tell people who are stealing my electricity not to do so. We don't pay fucking $3,500 of electricity in Bangalore for little light that is put on in the night. So Kira, you are used to stealing electricity in Lonavala. Every time you are around at Purva Palm Beach with SL, you are stealing electricity and dumping your electric bills on me. Don't do that. My bills generally don't go above 2,000. 3,500, I will have a investigation on you. Did you understand? Don't dump your useless electricity bills on my electric board. Don't dump those fucking electricity bills on my electric board. And on my fuse box. Can we start the session? If I would like to just check, who am I speaking with? You are Anita Merchant who I am talking to? Anu Sadrangani, born from Parpati and Ramchand Sadrangani. Around the time that India's partition happened, Parpati Sadrangani brings Anu Sadrangani across the border during all the chaos. Are you that? Did Anu Sadrangani and Parpati Sadrangani, what I said, is it truth that Parpati Sadrangani and Anu Sadrangani from Karachi crossed the border, or it was little before the pre-partition, in time with the partition? Did Mr. Ramchand Sadrangani accompany his wife and newly born daughter at that point in time from Karachi into Bombay? Or what ultimately led to Bombay? Did he join them almost immediately? Did Mr. Ramchand Sadrangani join them at a later date? Was Parpati Sadrangani worried about her husband's whereabouts for a few months before he was able to connect with them and then come to Bombay? So initially Parpati Sadrangani arrived in Bombay or something on the Indian side of the border, or what eventually became India, with Anu Sadrangani, her firstborn. Was there any child born to Parpati Sadrangani prior to Anu Sadrangani at the time of 1947 division or 1946, whenever the division happened? So I am talking to that lady, Anu Sadrangani. Okay, I am talking to who Anu Sadrangani produced as her second child or brought up as her second child. Varsha.ADVANI, file name Cat, born in 1975. Am I speaking to that Atma? Varsha.ADVANI, file name Cat. Shalina Hundalani was born in 1973. Anu Sadrangani and Kani Advani's firstborn, born in 1973, is me, the holder of the pendulum. When I was born, Rosie Fernandez was already working as a secretary at Forge Aswell. Rosie Fernandez's mother, Carmeline Fernandez. Rosie Fernandez is the mother of Rocky Fernandez, Agnello Fernandez, Tony Fernandez, and one sister. Carmeline Fernandez was working for Kalavati Hukumatrai Advani before Rosie Fernandez worked as a secretary for Kani Advani. Reason we have to make reference to the Fernandez family is primarily because for Kabir Gupta, is Kabir Gupta in his human form today? Is he in his body form? He was replicated and stood in for by a man who I call Cubs. That man calls himself SM all the time. Refuses to use the word SM Krishna but calls himself SM all the time. He shapeshifted for the CM SM Krishna at some point in time. He also has stood in for Kabir Gupta. Kabir Gupta is late Mr. Kabir Gupta. They are connected with a Pakistani spy called Kira. Pakistani spy called Kira looks little like Shah Rukh Khan in Gerua when he is shapeshifting for Mr. Kiran Merchant. Mr. Kiran Merchant married my mother in the 80s. 84, 85, 86, don't know. He is Narottam Das Merchant and Niranjani Merchant's womb-born son. Niranjani Merchant's womb-born son, Mr. Kiran Merchant, was either held back, abducted, under pressure from 2000 onwards. Kira has been shapeshifting alone for Kiran Merchant since then. The mess that happened in my marriage, where for 5 months there are shapeshifters who have come and gone, while SM Krishna was the CM of this same state called Karnataka where I got married. Was that marriage a mess primarily because of the Pakistani spy network? Is there anybody in the Indian Parliament who knew exactly what happened? Was Doval aware of it? Did Doval suggest the biometrics in the Indian Parliament in 2003, much to the chagrin of those who knew about the shape-shifting and it was serving their ugly purpose? Did they misdirect Doval from Raw to catch Dawood Ibrahim? And was that yet another trap? Since then, have we just had it worse and worse and worse for no fault of ours? SM Krishna's 2 daughters, Shambhav E. Krishnan, is she in her human form today? Is she in her physical body today? SM Krishna's daughter has shapeshifters shapeshifting to hold her position publicly in public life. Aarti Nanthur has ever shapeshifted for S.M. Krishna's daughter, Shambhav E. Hingorani. Shambhav E. Hingorani legally got married to Umesh Hingorani, my first cousin, Kailash Auntie's son, Kailash Hingorani's son. Is her husband, my cousin, still alive? Is he in his human form today? Is my cousin Umesh Hingorani alive in his human form today? Both of them are together in the afterlife, husband and wife team. With you is Salman Khan also? Even though it is completely unrelated, I have to ask because of file name cats. Shambhav E's sister married to Siddharth of CCD, Cafe Coffee Day. Her name I only know as Vicky. I haven't met her too many times. I have a faint recollection of her. Is that girl in her physical body today? She's S.M. Krishna's other daughter, other than Shambhav E. Hingorani. Her husband is Siddharth of Cafe Coffee Day, whose father had some plantations way before. S.M. Krishna's second daughter or first daughter, whatever it is, the other daughter called Vicky, married to Siddharth. She has shapeshifters for her so that anybody who knows that family should understand that they pick up street urchins. There are about 75 to 100 of them. They keep rotating themselves depending on size and form. They're picked up from poverty-ridden backgrounds. They're like petty thieves at Bombay's traffic signal. That's the background and similar background that these people are picked up from. It is only with Dawn's idea, Dawood Dawn's idea of grabbing. Now whether Dawood Dawn is still alive or not alive, I have no idea. But this is the racket that is going on. It's been called a racket even before. पहले ये लोग चेन स्नैचिंग से पहले पॉकेट मारते थे. Either go out of their way to sit and give you a flat tire while you're getting your bloody tire done. They grab from you. If you're walking on the street, they will pickpocket. Those are the olden days. Then became chain snatching. Hasn't chain snatching become a new thing in Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh? But this was available in Bombay in the 90s or in the 80s. I'm telling you, this guy has moved his business to Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh. He's doing the same fucking thing. Anyway, in the big households, just the way they fucking snatch chains, pocket mar, then internet mar, what is it called? Internet banking से तू चोरी करता है कि नहीं? फिर तुमने ATM का भी किया है ना ऊपर नीचे. Now it has gone straight into the house. घर में घुस के पता नहीं क्या करते हैं. Shamelessly sitting fucking around with digital ECs, OCs. Shameless. The tie-in of these bare rupias goes back to the film industry. That industry has to be jhadofied so badly with such a heavy jhadu to really catch the cockroaches. They are infested over there. तुम हमको मारो, हमको कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. तुम्हारा जो वाट लगाएंगे आफ्टर लाइफ से ही तुमको सीधा करेंगे, क्योंकि वहाँ पे कोई हमको रोक नहीं सकता है. ना ही हमको कुछ कर्मा है जो हमको एक्सपेंड करना है बॉडी के साथ. लेकिन कमाई जो है उसका जो अकाउंटिंग बुक है वहाँ पे खुलता है और हम भी नंगा घूमेंगे तुम्हारे जैसे, सुप्रीम बीन के जैसे. काला काला होता है, सफ़ेद सफ़ेद. So anyway, these key questions had to be asked very, very, very importantly. I wanted to take permission online. First, I will ask you, you are my baby Varsha.ADVANI, cutie pie, who went to Fort Convent School with me. 1991 batch. I was 1989 batch from Fort Convent. Convent of Jesus and Mary, Nathalal Parik Marg, Kulaba, near Sarkari Bandar, next to Campion School and St. Anne School and Holy Name School, next to Delhi Darbar. We went to the same school. So you are that Atma talking to me, baby? Papa is with you. Kiran uncle is with you. Both of them were beaten up by domestic help called Fernandez background, and Fernandez's children and their cheap network on the Bombay streets, used by politicians for their vote banks in the slums as one aspect of the work done by them. Do you hold S.M. Krishna as a victim? S.M. Krishna's perpetrators were who? The underworld? You blame S.M. Krishna's wrongdoers as the underworld? The underworld brought in by Fernandez? Tying hands with CIA spies, that is in the form of cups? Or Kira, the ISI spy, that is Pakistani spies? This guy does deals with everybody to confuse the Indian environment. Did this chap or his friends go to Sri Lanka and drop the Sri Lankan government Rajapaksha wearing the face of SKF? Or was it one of the SKF duplicates who went and created a mess in Sri Lanka too? Wherever this lot goes from SKF's team or SRK's team of shapeshifters, they unscrew things everywhere. Rajan Taylor, who is connected with Puttaparthi, Masi, where Mama used to live in her room, Shobha, his aunt, they're the Taylors. He wanted to be a gladiator, but he was also studying in the medical field in London. Has he tied hands with the same group that Aarti Nanthur is a part of? They want to be change agents in the world. They want the new world order, one world government with no government. They want to be the government. So is this nexus Rajan Taylor part of it? Is Piggy Chops part of it? Piggy Chops is Priyanka Chopra. She knows Aarti Nanthur in some way or the other. Is Piggy Chops by any chance? What is the sister of Rocky Fernandez doing? Rocky Fernandez's sister lives in India. Rosie Fernandez's daughter lives in India. Is Rosie Fernandez's daughter Jacqueline Fernandez by any chance? Is Rosie Fernandez's daughter even part of the film industry? Does she work in the film industry in any way? Is Rosie Fernandez's daughter a shapeshifter like her brothers? Okay, Rosie Fernandez's daughter is settled and doing okay karma. Rosie Fernandez's daughter is involved in nefarious activity. So what? She's involved in nefarious activity with her own identity, with her womb given identity. As a Fernandez, she is involved in wrong karma in another country. She functions with her own face and her own identity as womb given. Okay, they will have to investigate it for more details wherever she's at. And I don't know her, I don't know anything. I thought she could be hanging around in India, shape-shifting in and out of homes, or then in the film industry she could have formed a place over there. But apparently they're saying she functions with her own identity and she functions abroad, but with nefarious activity yet once again. So I don't, you'll have to investigate it. Anyway, if these guys actually do questioning when it comes to Rosie Fernandez, Rocky Fernandez, Agnello Fernandez, the third brother, if he's, his name is connected with something to do with Tony, and then one sister, and then any more children in case Rosie produced more children. If they do an investigation on it, Cubs, Kira. How do you know Kira? Is Kira the guy who has worked in the Gerua Gerua song? In the Dilwale shoot? Is that where Meera, who is Kajol's some stand-in, is that where she was pulled in Europe underground and she's still alive? Anushka Sharma is in her human form today, peer of the same industry as Meera. Is Anushka Sharma still in her human form? Did Anushka Sharma womb related to the mother that gave birth to Anushka Sharma in the film industry? Is there a girl called Anushka Sharma, womb related, was working in the film industry? Was there ever a girl who was called Anushka Sharma, born from the womb of a Sharma, to work in the film industry? That girl is still in her human form? Is she in her human form? Did that Anushka Sharma get married to Mr. Kohli, Virat Kohli? Did she marry Mr. Virat Kohli, the one who was womb related, born to the Sharma household, who joined the film industry? Did that girl work in some movies ever in the film industry? The girl who you say who's no more in the human form, did she ever work in any films? So it is during which movie? When Harry Met Sejal, that one, where she loses her ring and then he finds it again for her. During the shoot, he has killed her in some way or abducted her first and then had her murdered. Are you recording this because in the movie she loses the ring and then he finds it for her after a break? So have you recorded it as she was murdered during that time? Are you talking about in the film she gets murdered? Is that what you're talking about? Do you separate a movie from the reality of their life, as you know, when they're not the actresses? Are you relating to me things that are from the movie? So once the people who are working in the movie leave the sets, they got a life of their own. So you're talking about those who leave the sets and go back to their actual life, different from the movie. You are reporting about them. You're telling me about them. So you are saying the girl called Anushka Sharma, who was an actress, she's still in her human form? A contemporary called Meera is not her real name. Meera is a movie character that Kajol or Kajol's duplicate played. Is that girl in her human form still? 1 week ago I asked you, is that girl in her human form? 1 week ago, was that girl in her human form? You're saying recently she has been murdered by Kira? He's in a panic mode, he and SL. They murdered Ritika also through IR. They're involved in the plane crash, helicopter crash through IR. They're in a panic mode. Three weeks ago, I asked you about Ranbir Kapoor, the original, and Kareena, along with Mr. Mukesh Ambani, along with Sanyogita Saxena, JNPT, Baman Dogli, underground in some military facility. You told me RK was alive. Soon after that, when I checked with Sai Krishnavali, Shirdi Sai Baba says, do not fight with anybody, don't get violent, otherwise nobody will give with you. I said he's probably talking to RK, who's a nice guy. But okay, he's also number one. Maybe somebody's inciting him and so he's losing his temper. I'm asking you yesterday or day before, is the real Ranbir Kapoor, the DNA related son of Neetu Kapoor, is he in his human form? Is he still in his human form? Kareena Kapoor's cousin brother. Womb born to Neetu Kapoor and Rishi Kapoor. Was that boy in his human form still alive 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago when I asked you? You are telling me Kira has been killing people that he held underground for some time. In the last 1 week since he has returned from America, playing Trump, he's been on a killing spree. Worldwide, of those who were abducted and kept underground. You say my life is in danger because of SL and Kira here at when I am staying in this apartment of mine. Has Kira plugged anybody on the 18th floor and the 19th floor and the 17th floor connected with him and the Pakistani spy network? Somebody amongst the other 3 homes who are my neighbors? Anyone on the 19th floor? Anybody on the 17th floor? He has plugged Pakistani spies around me who help him in his stealing, and because my SIM in 1 hour, I went to sleep and somebody has just stolen the SIM. The one night that I forgot to actually lock my door the way I lock it, now every time I come into my living room, someone is coming and messing it up more than otherwise. This is the work of Kira. He enters this house in the middle of the night. He's helped by some of the people living as neighbors on the 18th floor. Are all of them supporting him? Are all the people on the 18th floor except my home supporting him? Are we 4 flats on this 18th floor? Are we 4 flats on the 19th floor? Are we 4 flats on the 17th floor? Are we 4 flats on the 16th floor? Does he have any supporters on the 16th floor also? The Pakistani spy called Kira has supporters on the 16th floor also of J Tower, Juara Tower, Purva Palm Beach. They know he's a Pakistani spy. They are supporting the Pakistani spy knowingly. On the 18th floor, there is one person who's a tenant. Another 2 who have bought their flats, I think. And I'm the third one who has the 4th one who has bought the flat. Amongst these 4, including myself, is 1 unit amongst the 4 units knowledgeable of Kira being a Pakistani spy. Are 2 units knowledgeable, no not knowledgeable, supporting Kira as a Pakistani spy? On the 18th floor, are there 2 units supporting Kira as a Pakistani spy? On the 18th floor, are there 3 units out of 4 units supporting Kira as a Pakistani spy? Do I support Kira as a Pakistani spy? So other than me, there is 1 more unit on this 18th floor that does not support Kira as a Pakistani spy. But there are 2 units that support Kira as a Pakistani spy on the 18th floor. On the 19th floor, are there 2 units that support Kira as a Pakistani spy? 1 unit supports Kira as a Pakistani spy. 4 units support Kira as a Pakistani spy. 3 units support Kira as a Pakistani spy on the 19th floor. Nobody supports Kira as a Pakistani spy on the 19th floor. Somebody on the 19th floor supports Kira as a Pakistani spy. So how many units on the 19th floor support Kira as a Pakistani spy? 4 units. All 4 units on the 19th floor support Kira as a Pakistani spy. 3 units support Kira as a Pakistani spy and a very dangerous. Today he's chaotic and he's psycho. I think he's like psychotic. 2 units support Kira as a Pakistani spy on the 19th floor. 1 unit supports Kira as a Pakistani spy on the 19th floor. On the 17th floor of J Tower, Purva Palm Beach. Is there anybody who supports knowingly Kira, who has shapeshifted for Mr. Kiran Merchant, but is a Pakistani spy who has done lots of damage to lots of people? On the 17th floor, is there anybody supporting this chap? There are 4 units on the 17th floor of J Tower, JAYA Tower of Purva Palm Beach. Cubs is hand in glove in all this activity, staying at Fern's residency and then wherever he travels, shape-shifting. Latest entry is Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh to go and screw around with the police, the intelligence and the film industry. He has started this shit ever since RRR was being recorded and shot for and released. He has entered their home. Rocky Fernandez, with the idea of creating the chaos, he has done Bombay to Delhi, Karnataka and Pune being the sidekicks for it. Supporting Kira, is there anybody from the police in Bangalore who knows he's a Pakistani spy and supports him? Are there other people in the police who don't support him and know about him and are going to catch him soon? I'm fed up of this nonsense. You're telling me as Varsha, I don't want Kirana uncle answering because for him everything is la-di-da-di-da. Everything's happening yesterday. So I just want very realistic answers. I want these people caught. One way or the other, I want their full bloody fucking network banged and busted. Freeloading bloody all the time like there's nobody's bloody fucking business. Okay, so anyway, I've gone and had lunch nicely. So stomach is full and happy. We will continue doing the read. It is Tuesday 12:20. When we continue this read, we will not go to the pendulum right now, since she has said we need to still find out what the hidden messages are. I wanted to ask about the 16th floor and the 17th floor via the pendulum. I think perhaps it would be a good idea. That exercise will be done. She confirmed on the 18th floor there are 2 units that support Kira, who's a Pakistani spy. He's in a panic mode as of now. So people like RK and Kajol's replica in the movie Dilwale, who was kept underground, he has gotten rid of them recently. In the last 1 week is what it is saying. 1 to 2 weeks. It was also confirmed that the floor that I live at, JAYA Tower, Purva Palm Beach, there are 2 units amongst the 4 units that are knowledgeably Pakistani spy supporters. I'm not one of it. If I was, I would not do these readings. I would have not gone to Mr. Maria in 2006 and complained. Then to Mr. Nangre 2008-9 sometime, again complained, then gone to the internet section, which is cyber cell, connected with the commissioner's office and again placed a complaint in 2010-11. And no, I don't do these things for show. I genuinely was concerned. If somebody is telling me what I'm doing in my bedroom, then it becomes my duty to complain. That's as much as I'm actually worried about. But these people do it a zillion times worse. But then by then, SKF has come into play. By 2009, the whole apple cart has become something else altogether. And nobody is able to identify where the problem is from. So anyway, these readings help the hidden matters come to light. I don't do this for a subscribership. I'm born in places where frankly we don't quite want the privacy being hacked into. We're all very private people, and I've been brought up in a place where even when I enter my home at 4 Jaswell, the servants are in the kitchen. The rest of the house, which is a 3 BHK, actually a 4 BHK converted into a 3 BHK, has pin drop silence, and most of us do our own thing. We don't like the public adulation, nor are we desperate for extra, even in our own network, other than what we have networked with and are fully aware of. Most people who are sent to our home to work are referenced first, and from a source that is trustworthy. So I'm not doing this. When we placed a complaint, somebody asked me, I'll subscribe to your channel. No, don't subscribe to my channel. Do something about, get the law and order involved, because you will have not even a roof over your head if you don't take action in due course of time. In plain words, just to let you know. Okay? Looks like India's prosperity, flora, fauna, maybe people from the Middle East which don't have this kind of flora, fauna, or Pakistan having its poverty issues, or then shaking hands with impoverished at India initially. That's what the problem is. Grabbing things that are not yours. And getting rid of those people who have done the bloody building of assets, economy, without spoiling other people's karma. Should we ask about the 16th floor, 17th floor, even though I said I will not get into the pendulum? I think let's finish it so I don't forget in the future. Since we're on the topic, that's where I shut this or paused it before going for lunch. If Kira is in a panic mode, I'm happy. You know why? That means there is somebody somewhere who's pro-India who can listen to me, other than the Pakistani spy network and their supporters. Okay, can I continue asking questions, Dolly? I've just gone and eaten lunch. I didn't offer you anything, but there's pakora that I offered earlier with mango. I'll offer you something new in some time. You okay with it? I'll offer you something different a little later so you can satisfy your, I don't know, you smell food and get happy or what. But I'll do the offering now a little later. There is mango, peas, pakora, chili pakora, tea, chocolates, right? So I'll give you something new afterwards. Okay, Bobo? Now, if we can move on with the 17th floor of Juara Tower, baby, and 16th floor of Juara Tower, Purva Palm Beach, 560077 postcode. Can you tell me how many units on the 16th floor support Kira, the Pakistani spy? One unit out of 4 units support Kira, the Pakistani spy. 2 or more units out of 4 units on the 16th floor support Kira, the Pakistani spy, Bobo. Okay. On the 7th, so on the 16th floor, it's only 1 unit. On the 17th floor, is there anybody on the 17th floor, Bobo, who supports Kira, the Pakistani spy, cutie pie? Okay, so on the 17th floor, baby, one person, 1 unit only supports Kira, the Pakistani spy. 2 or more units support Kira, the Pakistani spy on the 17th floor of Juara Tower. 3 units support Kira, the Pakistani spy on the 17th floor. 3 out of 4 units support Kira, the Pakistani spy on the 17th floor, 1 floor below mine. I live on the 17th floor, baby. Do 4 units on the 17th floor out of 4 units on the 17th floor of Juara Tower support Kira, the Pakistani spy? Do 3 units on the 17th floor out of the 4 units support Kira, the Pakistani spy? They support Kira, the Pakistani spy, knowing that he is not Kiran Merchant, the original Kiran Merchant. Do they support Kira, the Pakistani spy, knowing he's a Pakistani spy? Do they know Kira's real identity? His real name as a Pakistani spy? The 2 units on the 18th floor at which I live on the 18th floor. Am I supporting Kira, the Pakistani spy? Do you consider me supporting Kira, the Pakistani spy? Even though he has presented himself as Kiran Merchant, the man Mama has gotten married to in a second marriage, but do I support the Pakistani spy? Like me, there is one more unit that does not support Kira, the Pakistani spy on the 18th floor. Unlike the 2 units on the 18th floor where I live at, there are 2 other units out of the 4 units that know who Kira is, that he's a Pakistani spy, and they openly support him, knowing who he is. The 2 units on the 18th floor are Indian nationals. The sperm DNA of them is Indian Hindu. They are pretending to be Hindus or pretending to be Indian. They're what? Actually from Pakistan? Amongst them, the 2 units, one is actually a Pakistani himself, pretending to be Indian. Can I ask you the name? So I'm Advani. Is Advani really Advani? Mr. Hukumat Rai Advani and Ramchand Sarangani's granddaughter, staying at 1801 Purva Palm Beach, Juara Tower. Okay, I'm 1801. Next to me is 1802. The owner is living over here. The owner has leased out his apartment to somebody. That's a Pakistani spy supporting Kira. They've taken the name of Kailash over there. The owner's name is Bachchi Raju. That's 1802. Okay, opposite that, the next one is 1803. That is also supporting Kira, the Pakistani spy. That name is Gupta. Now they made a sound under my body. He is connected to whatever's been placed into my body. He listens into my home. He passes cheap comments at my home. He's responsible for it. Is he liable for getting arrested? Under what kind of laws? By the Indian military? He's an owner of his property. He owns his property. He fully owns his property. So you are saying 2 and 3 are connected, supporting Kira, the Pakistani spy? (1802) and 1803 supports Kira, the Pakistani spy. What about 1804? That's one more unit opposite mine. The people connected with 1804, don't know their family name. Do they support Kira, the Pakistani spy? Do they even, I don't know about them knowing about him, but do they support him? Do you see the Pakistani spy and the Pakistani spy supporters being cracked down on soon? I'm quite tired of this shit. Do you count me in as a Pakistani spy, Bobo? Cops for Kabir Gupta supports Pakistani spy. So Cub used to stay or is staying, or there are many rotation at Fern's residency. That's about 10 minutes away from here. He supports Pakistani spy. He has also shapeshifted for Mr. S.M. Krishna. Is he like a double agent or like a deal maker or a wheeler dealer or something of that sort? Anything that works for him where money comes from? That kind of a thing. Shapeshifter. Is he the original Kabir Gupta, that is Koshi Gupta's son? From the womb, born from the womb of Koshi Gupta and father being Subhash Gupta. Is he the same son? Is he the womb son of Koshi Gupta and father being Subhash Gupta? I'm talking about Cubs who stayed at Fern's residency. Shapeshifting for Mr. S.M. Krishna, and they call him SM, he cannot take Krishna's name. Other than that, also you are saying he supports the Pakistani spy. He is knowledgeable. Okay, is he? You're saying this is no for being the womb related son, Kabir Gupta, of Koshi Gupta and Subhash Gupta. Okay, now if I can ask you in plain words, is this Cubs? Does he know Kiran Merchant? Did he know that Kiran Merchant was actually Kira and not the real Gujarati Kiran Merchant? He knew this as early as 2000, 2001. He knew about the abduction of Mr. Kiran Merchant. Is it from this network that did the Reiki of the Merchant Property 2005? Spoken on the face of Mr. Ramesh Advani at number 4 Jaswal, talking about visiting Ravi Kiran building, the next to 5 buildings at Chowpatty, and then talking about going to Andheri West also to check it out. You're saying all this confusion on the property matter was done by shape-shifting Pakistani spies? Did they enter the Bombay High Court and mess up things in the Bombay High Court too? Do they use Rohika Chagla Mistri's identity to do further damage? Is she the only law firm that they have infiltrated so far? Like this, they have infiltrated other big law firms also with duplicates and replicas in Bombay. Have they done this in Delhi too? Okay, I will continue with this exercise if you don't mind about the 19th floor. Connected with Kira, the Pakistani spy. Kira is Indian. Is he pro-India? First, let's just establish that. Is he pro-India? Tell me one thing, the electricity in Lonavala used to go off for the entire day. at least twice, thrice a week. Is it true? Did all this start only when Kira started bringing women with the identity of Anita Merchant to harass them? Was he bringing in the cheapness of the slum dwellers or then very impoverished Indians? Was he bringing it to Prashanti Nilayam on purpose? Because he was bringing the who's who, CRISPR to be Anita Merchant, maybe even believing they were Anita Merchant, till they left their body unceremoniously. Did the people in the power station or then in the local police know that Kira is actually a Pakistani spy and not the real Kiran Merchant? At Lonavala, did the locals know that he's actually a Pakistani spy and not an original Kiran Merchant? They knew the difference between the real Kiran Merchant and the Pakistani spy who shapeshifted for Mr. Kiran Merchant. They knew the difference between the two of them. You're saying some of the people in the hotels knew it? What about Deshpande's setup? They knew who he is, that he's a Pakistani spy. What about Raju, the son of Jamna Bai? Did he know that after 2000, 2001 or little later did they come to know that Kiran Merchant was actually a Pakistani spy and not the real Kiran Merchant? They were able to figure out the change in the behavioral patterns. What about Shivaji, who was the Mali or the caretaker at Sudhani auntie? Her bungalow? Did he know that Kira is a Pakistani spy and not the real Kiran Merchant? Shivaji had two girls who were going to school and college. So he knew the reality of Kiran Merchant vis-a-vis Kira. Was he aware that Kiran Merchant was being beaten up in isolation somewhere? Was Shivaji the Mali of Sudhani's bungalow? Was he aware that Kira is different from Kiran Merchant and that Kiran Merchant from 2000 had been pulled off and was being hit by some people? Was the Mali aware of it? Was Jamna Bai and Jamna Bai's son Raju also aware of it? Deshpande's children were aware of it, who got into bad company and wrong company and started taxi services, along with Jamna Bai's son and some Alka also. All of them were aware of what happened to Narottam Das Merchant's son, who was provided for 5 buildings and much more, who gave lots of things to lots of chawls also as charity in Bombay from his great grandfather or grandfather's time, way before partition, pre-partition. So these guys grabbed that property, made offers to Bombay's police, at least Azad Maidan police station, captain commander, did settings in 20 years from 2000 onwards. in hospitals for exchanges of body and quick disappearance of ill people just out of an operation, just in an operation, unwell. Kira is in a panic mode as of now. He has been killing people because he will be found out soon and he should be dealt with very strictly, along with all his supporters. Is there anybody in this Indian land who has the capability of doing the job and executing it without glitches and letting the culprit run? Not only of the culprit, but the culprit supporters who knowingly know what he was up to and supported him, no matter. You don't bring poverty into it. Are they going to get caught soon? I just want to explain something very clearly to you. तुम्हारा पेट को पालने के लिए पूरा देश का इकोनॉमी जो है कचरे के डब्बा बराबर बनाए, तो वो जो पिरामिड जो फ्लैट फॉल होता है, एवरीबडी विल बी बेगिंग. यू डोंट वांट दैट. I already explained to you freaking people career to entry, when they are shape shifting into key positions, the jobs are moving to people who will not give you one paisa in the future. They have a habit of grabbing. It is in their fucking DNA. After all, come on, look how they have played it. It is called shamelessness of the highest order. Spies are okay if they are defending their country and just need to find out if there is any nefarious activity that goes against their country in another country. हाँ, यहाँ पे बॉम्ब बन रहा है, यहाँ पे ये होने वाला है, वो होने वाला है. It's to keep the world peace. It's not for grabbing property, murdering people, raping people, crisping people, grabbing property. It is, spying is not for that. तुम स्पाई इंडिया में काम करके स्लम्स में जाके लोगों को उठाए, स्ट्रीट अर्चन्स को उठा के उनको थोड़ा बेटर लाइफ देके उनसे काम तो निकालता है. एंड यू कॉल इट नेशन बिल्डिंग. क्या बुलशिट है. Can we go to the 16th floor now of Juara Tower, because I don't know what the names are. I will only go with the house number, apartment number. You willing to tell me, baby? I'm a spy keeper. The freaking illiterate spies, crappy as they are, have they stolen from my wealth and from Kiran uncle's wealth and United Breweries, Kingfisher and Siddharth's Cafe Coffee Day, Videocon? Have these fucks stolen from so many companies? Shapurji, Palunji too in some way? Mess around with the Tatas too? तू क्या हमको रखेगा? तुम्हारा जो खाता जो है वो हमारे नेटवर्क में है, वो भी नंगा घूम के, आत्मिक रूप से. स्पाई बनना है, तुम्हारा काम है to make sure there is nothing that goes haywire in terms of something that goes against humanity, like nuclear and all that. तुमने वो तो बढ़ाया चढ़ाया है. आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस हमारे बॉडी के अंदर, हमारे ऊपर डील, हमारे प्रॉपर्टी के लीव लाइसेंस को तुमने पीओए बना के, एमओयू करके हमारे बॉडी पार्ट्स को तुमने बेचा है ऐसे घटिया ईआर को. व्हाट काइंड ऑफ इलिटरेट ईआर? हैज टू बी मिडिल ईस्टर्न और पाकिस्तानी, नोबडी एल्स. व्हाट नॉनसेंस. Bloody useless. Chori, chori, sina zori. It's a limit of how shameless gets. No blue-blooded zamindar, no noble person will come down to those levels of desperation. Koi nahi karega. You'd keep, you keep good bloodlines out of it. जो street dwellers है, पता नहीं कहाँ कहाँ पे पैदा हुए हैं, क्या क्या घटिया schooling किया है, ऐसे लोग करे. Those who are not provided for. Whereas my grandfather provided, no, he didn't really, but he was okay. My father and his brothers sisters did pretty well. They did for all the kids. You stole from all of us. Shameless बनता है. Vaisha, can we go to the 16th floor now? Kitty cat? Okay, again we'll start with flat number J1701, J1702, J1703 and J1704. 4 apartments who will be on the 17th floor of Juara Tower, the way I'm on the 18th floor. Agreed? Now you have to tell me who is supporting Kira, the Pakistani spy who has caused much damage, him and his cheap, shitty network of shit on Indian soil and maybe in other places too. His fucks have probably gone to America and to Russia again to steal, the same cheap manner in which they gone to NTR's home, NTR के वाइफ के साथ. है कि नहीं? वाइफ है भी, आई डोंट नो, और गर्लफ्रेंड, whoever. RRR टाइम से, right? AP and TN. So I want to ask you on the 17th floor, Bobo, which one of the 4 flats, you say 1 unit supports Kira, the Pakistani spy, knowingly? More than 1 unit supports Pakistani spy called Kira knowingly on the 17th floor? Okay, the 1 unit that supports Kira, the Pakistani spy, on the 17th floor is 1701, J1701, who supports Pakistani spy called Kira on the 17th floor is J1702. On the 17th floor, who supports Pakistani spy of Juara Tower is J1703. J1704 supports Pakistani spy called Kira. I don't know whose home it is. हमको पता नहीं है. वो owner है. He's an owner. So I don't know who he is. I don't know. I'll have to check the MyGate to see 1704 में कौन रहता है, to find out who is the Pakistani spy supporter. Okay? Give me a minute. I need to make a note of it. अभी तुम लोगों को बताऊं. You'll come here to kill me. God help you. You understood? 100 लोग आएंगे तुमको मारने के लिए. Okay, so we finished the 17th floor. We will go with the 16th floor. So if I can I ask you now about the 16th floor of Juara Tower, Purva Palm Beach? Okay, J1601 is that supporting Kira knowing he's a Pakistani spy? J1601. What about J1602? Does that support Kira, the Pakistani spy, knowing he's a Pakistani spy? What about J1603? That supports Kira knowing he's a Pakistani spy. J1604 supports Kira, the Pakistani spy. They know of Kira being a Pakistani spy. J1603 knows Kira is a Pakistani spy. J1601 knows Kira is a Pakistani spy. They support him also. J1602 knows Kira is a Pakistani spy and supports him. Let me take notes, please. Now the last floor that I'm checking in the Jwara Tower, baby, is the 19th floor where the penthouses are, one floor above me. Can you give me direction as to on the 19th floor amongst the 4 units, J1901, J1902, J1903, J1904, 4 penthouses, which penthouse knows about Kira, the Pakistani spy, and supports him? They keep talking about Jaya, I Gerao, Jaya, I Gerao. They've been saying this for the last 6 months or 9 months. So they want to Gerao me. Why? They realize I'm not a duplicate. This cheap fucklot initially were what? They always knew I'm not a duplicate. When I went to make my passport at the passport office and the biometrics matched, is that when they came to know I'm not a duplicate? Because after that they started affecting my hands and putting all kinds of white stuff through the water, which makes my hands crack and blood come out. And the lady who took my biometrics at the passport office told the other lady, अरे इसका तो biometrics match हो रहा है. Biometrics are तो matching. ऐसे उसने बोला. After that they started affecting my hands, putting white on it. Let me show you. Take anyone tomorrow, if there's any problem in my hands, I'll fuck your happiness. Bhikhari class, maha Bhikhari class. Come on, I don't have time for the bullshit. काम करने को नहीं आता है, दूसरे पे हावी नहीं होते हैं. That also when we are provided by our parents. चल दिखा, ठीक से दिखा. Show it properly. I know you're a desperado. तो बड़ा desperate है. ला अदर. I want you to show my fingers. It's got cuts on it. How you can not take it out? Ulu Gandu class. Show whatever's in my hands. Come on. I insist. Fingers ठीक से दिखा. क्या किया है हमारे fingers में? From 2022, consistently you have been sending something in the water to spoil my fingers. तुमको क्या लगता है? तुम क्या करेगा? What you think you're going to do with me? When I go to my loka, I'm going to teach you a lesson you will not ever forget. Did you understand? Shani is my witness, so is Shirdi Sai Baba. Spies are supposed to keep world peace, not steal and murder and rape and I don't know what my reading is getting. That's just cheap behavior. You're supposed to stop criminals, not be the criminal. तो यहाँ पे ठीक से दिखते हैं क्या है हमारा फिंगर्स का ऊपर क्या करता रहता है वो भी पानी के थ्रू दिस इज व्हाट ही इज डूइंग सी व्हाट ही इज डूइंग ऑल द टाइम गेटिंग क्लियर कट आइडिया कम ऑन शो प्रॉपरली इसको तुम फेज आउट नहीं करने का है डोंट ट्राई टू सिट एंड व्हाट्स दैट थिंग कॉल्ड यू कीप दैट माउथ शनि जो है वो हर चीज का ही इज टेकिंग अकाउंटिंग you'll be in so much trouble in the future you don't know what is all this you put on my hands. You're trying to mess around with my biometrics, right? So you mess around with my stuff, you'll have it. You're a desperado. Useless as bloody shit. ओ तेरे पदाइश रूम मेरा नहीं है आफ्टर ऑल तो हमारे पास तो आके मेरे पूरे नेटवर्क से चोरी किया है लेकिन जिसको तुमने काम पे लगा दिया है कहाँ से नहीं तुमने डेस्पराडोज को उठाया है काम पे लगाने के लिए उसके हिस्से हम तो है ही नहीं राइट गॉड प्रोवाइडेड गॉड गेव अ गुड फैमिली गुड नेटवर्क वाई आई नीड टू कम डाउन टू दोज लेवल्स लेकिन जो वो लेवल्स पे है ही तो तुम्हारे लिए काम करे ना लेकिन जब तुमने नेटवर्क के अंदर घुस आया है कितना झूठ तुम बोला है उधर का उधर उधर का उधर उधर का उधर messing around with all the bloody communication. Okay, going to the penthouses, one floor above mine at Purva Palm Beach, Juara Tower. It's called J Block, J Tower at Purva Palm Beach. It has the Purvankara nice signage above my head of my bedroom. Nice, big and blue. दूर दूर से दिखता है. Like a horrible, ugly signage of desperation. Most unclassy. ओके एनीवे एंड इट्स ऑन माई टावर ओनली. हाँ उसको और कहीं पे नहीं मिला बस लास्ट टावर जो जे है इस ब्लॉक के अंदर ठीक हमारे जो एक फ्लोर अबव है उसके ऊपर कोई टांकी के ऊपर देयर इज वन बिग साइनेज. दैट्स हाउ वी कम टू नो दिस इज माई टावर बिकॉज वी गेट कन्फ्यूज इट्स इन अ सर्कल एंड एवरीथिंग इज राउंड 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 बट व्हेन वी सी द साइनेज देन वी रियलाइज ओ दैट्स वेयर इट इज एट. That's where the apartment is. Now, okay, we go to the penthouse. if I can ask you about the penthouse bobo, J1901, J1902, J1903, J1904, 4 units which have a penthouse each on the 19th floor. Amongst the 4 units, you said what? Only 1 unit supports Kira the Pakistani spy. 2 out of the 4 units support Kira the Pakistani spy on the 19th floor of J Tower, Jayya Tower. Okay, so can we leave it only to ask you only 1 unit that supports Kira the Pakistani spy on the 19th floor of Jayya Tower? Okay, so 1901 supports Kira the Pakistani spy on the 19th floor of Jayya Tower. Is that true? J1901 supports Kira the Pakistani spy on the 19th floor. What about J1902 supports Kira the Pakistani spy on the 19th floor? J1903 of Purva Palm Beach supports Kira the Pakistani spy on the 19th floor of Jayya Tower. What about J1904? It supports Kira the Pakistani spy. 1904 of Jayya Tower at Purva Palm Beach supports Pakistani spy called Kira. So you saying J1901 is the one who supports Pakistani spy called Kira? Pakistani spy called Kira murdered lots of people in the Advani-Sadrangani family. Can I do a count of the number of people who have been murdered in the Advani-Sadrangani family and any in-laws, if at all, on both sides? Can we do a count so that the public understands? And anybody watching I'm not doing this for fun. As I told you, we are not doing this because we are very private people. This feels like a slum dweller doing this. And that's not where I'm born and brought up at. Irrespective of what your bloody cheap belief is. After all, desperation तो और गरज जो है वो तुम्हारा है. हमको किसको क्या खिलाना है? हमारा खुद का पेट खिलाने के लिए हमारा परदादा हमारे किया है, तो तुमको क्यों देने का और क्यों लेने का है? Right? तो anyway, because we need to do the count, so you should know कितने लोग जो है हमारे सेटअप से अफेक्ट हुए हैं तुम्हारे कीरा द पाकिस्तानी स्पाई के साथ और उनके जो सपोर्टर्स हैं. जो कोई भी उसका सपोर्टर है, सिनेमा से, पॉलिटिक्स से, पुलिस से, आर्मी से, anywhere in the world, and a normal on the street crowd. You should take count, no? Take count and take responsibility. So I put it down as those who have passed on in the Advani family, Sadrangani family, and the in laws. I'm not even writing our family friends. Likhu family friends. Family friends who are dearer to us than the in laws, because the family friends have been people who have hung around my parents before, even in their own father's time, which means my grandparents' time. From that time onwards, down to my generation. So it's like third generation. Let me just ask, on the grounds of murder, not natural birth, not natural death, how many people have passed away in the Advani Sadrangani network? How's that for a stat? You call me note weight? For what? I'm not interested in your fucking notes. हमको कोई इंटरेस्ट नहीं है, तू रख. Okay, so this is how we have divided it. Now we'll start asking one by one by one. Are you willing to do this exercise with me, baby? You're doing this under oath. Shani is actually your witness along with Shirdi Sai Baba. I haven't taken their blessings as yet. So I'm taking their blessings in the middle of the read along with Ganesh ji. Vishnu, Ram, Krishna, Shivji, Parvati Mata, Kartikeya, Gaur Mata, and all the gods to guide the read and only ensure that the truth is told. Right? So you're doing this under oath, baby? Because they're very big things that this pendulum is actually addressing. Okay, starting with the Advani family. We go with the oldest brother. We start with Mr. Tarachand Advani. Because of Kira, Tarachand Advani was murdered. Tarachand Advani died a natural death. Tarachand Advani is the older brother of Kani Advani, womb-related son of Kalavati Hukumat Rai Advani, whose husband is Hukumat Rai Advani, my grandfather. You're saying Tarachand Advani was murdered? Tarachand Advani was murdered not by Kira but by somebody of the same network. But was he murdered in the 1990s itself? Tarachand Advani was murdered in the 1990s when he visited India when I was still in college and you were still in school or college. Was it that trip that he was murdered at? Okay, let me just put it down. Okay, he got married. Did Tara Chand Advani marry Cynthia? Or was he in a relationship with Cynthia? Cynthia is still in her human form. Cynthia's daughter Nikki from the first relationship is still in her human form. Cynthia's two children, Maya Advani, is in her human form. Chelsea Advani is still in her human form. Maya and Chelsea have been provided for by Aarti Nanthur from stolen stuff. Is it because Aarti Nanthur was aware that Tara Chand Advani had been murdered during his India trip sometime in the 90s, early 90s? Aarti Nanthur is connected to the network that murdered Tara Chand Advani, even though it was not at the hands of Kira, who stood in for Mr. Kiran Merchant. Aarti Nanthur is connected with that same network of people. Is that the raw? Would you term them as the raw? Is that the ISI? Because now when I said, is that the raw, it went no. And the idiot said something about ISI. Now I'm asking you, is it the ISI network that Aarti Nanthur is connected with? Aarti Nanthur lies a lot to create confusion to cover her own tracks. Aarti Nanthur knew NTR in any way? Aarti Nanthur used Koshi Gupta's home for confusing matters? Fern's residency, no. Prestige, 4 seasons she has used for confusing matters. So can we say Aarti Nanthur supports the raw? Aarti Nanthur supports the ISI? Tara Chand Advani was supporting the ISI by any chance? My father, Mr. Kani Advani, and your father, Mr. Kani Advani, and Anu Sadrangani, any of them were supporting the ISI? Were they supporting Raw also? Were they just bloody business people, or then my mom working as a secretary at Burmashell with all her friends? Just Sindhi women getting a job to keep themselves occupied till the time they have children, and then they become, full-time moms and have housewives and get into the family way. Is that their role primarily? Most of the Sindhi ladies known to my mom, Kailash auntie and Koshi auntie, whether it's a Sindhi way or it's a Punjabi way, most of them keep themselves a little busy for 4-5 years till they have their children, some through the marriage, some without the marriage. And at the minute they get married, they give it up. Or then the minute they have children, they give it up. Most of them do this for time pass and for keeping themselves busy and out of the house so that the marriages work. Okay, since we finished with Tara Chand Advani, can we move to the next family, which is Kani Advani? Now, Kani Advani, who was married to Anita Advani, then she became ex-Mrs. Anita Advani. Her maiden name is Anu Sadrangani. She is the daughter of Parvati and Ramchand Sadrangani. She is also the Masi of Aarti Nanthur. Let's go one step at a time. Mr. Kani Advani was murdered. Mr. Kani Advani was murdered because of Kira? Was Kira the murderer of Mr. Kani Advani? Mrs. Anita Advani and widowed Kiran Merchant. Did Kira murder Mrs. Anita Advani, or kill her, or was she killed by anybody else? Is she still in her human form? Mr. Kani Advani was murdered by Kira when? Was it in 2018 that Mr. Kani Advani was murdered by Kira? Kira was alone when he murdered Kani Advani? Involved in the murder of Mr. Kani Advani, did he have a replacement looking like Anita with him? Was Cubs with him? Or shapeshifter for Koshi Gupta was with him? There was a boy called Irfan who was working in the house. Was he with Kira at that time? Was there any shapeshifter for Chandru Mirchandani who was involved in the murder of Mr. Kani Advani? Rajkumar, who was working as a cleaner in my home, was he involved in the murder of Mr. Kani Advani? Rajkumar's older brother, who was done cleaning work in our home for 15 years, was he involved in the murder of Mr. Kani Advani? Was Mr. Kani Advani murdered by way of a knife? Was Mr. Kani Advani poisoned? Was Mr. Kani Advani beaten to death? Was Mr. Kani Advani strangulated? Mr. Kani Advani was being force-fed wrong kind of food which he didn't want to have. Was Mr. Kani Advani's body stinking even though he died at 6:30 in the morning and his cremation was done by 6 in the night? That's because of the kind of consumption that was being force-fed to him. So the perpetrators are the shapeshifter. Was Hemang Shah also at this place at that point in time? Involved in the murder of Mr. Kani Advani? Other than Kira, then the shapeshifter for Mr. Chandru Mirchandani, Rajkumar, the cleaner of our home, and Ladka, you say these four were involved in the murder of Mr. Kani Advani? It had to do with Varsha, file name cat, being holed up at Vichumbe Kamote, murdered in February 2018 itself, a couple of months earlier. The Bombay police was aware of what was happening and that it was Pakistani spies who were doing what they were doing. Was there anybody in South Bombay's police who knew about this? They support the underworld activity and underworld offers of 20 crores, 40 crores to Ravi Kiran and the merchant property worth 500 crores. What is it? They make a cut on the back of it? They're given some money on the back of it? Other than these four people, was there anybody else involved in the murder of Mr. Kani Advani who was present over there when Mr. Kani Advani was strangulated? The shapeshifter for Varsha was over there when Mr. Kani Advani was strangulated. She's the Kamwali Bai who worked in our home for the longest time. Her relative who was shape-shifting in any way? Her father is shape-shifting for Narendra Damodar Das Modi in the Indian Parliament as of now. In short, he knows that his daughter is shape-shifting for many people, stealing. And he talks about घर में घुस के मारेंगे. He's talking about his granddaughter supporting the Pakistani spies while he kills people who have their own wealth. But in a very unorganized country like India, which is a complete mess as of now. He knows what they're up to. Okay, let me take notes of this. Okay, then we go to Kani Advani's ex-wife called Anita Merchant. Is Anita Merchant, has she been murdered or then has she left her human form? Ex-Mrs. Anita Advani has left her human form. Okay, ex-Mrs. Anita Advani and Kani Advani's first daughter was murdered. Ex-Mrs. Anita Advani and Kani Advani's older daughter, born in 73, is holding this pendulum. Ex-Mrs. Anita Advani and Kani Advani's younger daughter called Varsha Advani, file name is Cat. She was Shalina Hundalani also. Mrs. Shalina Hundalani. Was Shalina Hundalani, file name Cat, Varsha Advani also murdered? Kira is responsible along with SL for the murder of Varsha Advani, file name Cat. Rajkumar was involved in it. Larka was involved in it. Chandru Mirchandani's duplicate was involved in it. Chandru Mirchandani lives at Elegant Apartments opposite that fishing place between Sassoon Dock and in Old Cuff Parade. We've been going to Chandru uncle's home from the time we were infants, as early as when Vinod, you have chased him to bite him, and he was told, Vinod, you're a boy. Stop being chased by a girl and getting scared of a girl. From those days, they are Papa's best friends from the time we were infants. That entire network got broken by these people, cheapsters that they are. You want to give me dengue? तो हमको डेंगी देगा? I don't mind. हमको कोई problem नहीं है. I'll go back to my loka. It's not a big deal. From there, I'll fuck your happiness in ways you can't even start to imagine. यहाँ पे जब we get our birth, तो we are very bound by the law of karma. But from there, it is our earnings that will decide कि तुमको सीधा कैसे करे. That Jamadar. How many people have shapeshifted in that Jamadar's place? Along with that Rajkumar. Rajkumar is looking like, you know who? वेंकट जो अभी राणा नायडू है, उसके चेहरे के पीछे चेहरा जो है, लगता है जैसे वो लड़का राजकुमार, कर्ली हेड, ब्राउन फेस बॉयज, शेप शिफ्टिंग फॉर दैट मैन. It could just be because right now we're doing this reading, so I'm saying maybe, but it's actually looking that way. Those eyes look similar. That's what they call them in the building. What to do? You got a problem, go to Jaswell Society and ask them not to do it. Take it to the legal course, because that's what they call them in the building. Okay, let's move to the next family. We go to Kailash Hingorani. Mrs. Kailash Hingorani was murdered by anybody? Mrs. Kailash Hingorani is the mother of Umesh Pramila Trimona Hingorani. Mrs. Kailash Hingorani's husband was Mohan Hingorani. Mr. Mohan Hingorani was Binny's managing director. Okay. Mrs. Kailash Hingorani was murdered by somebody? That's surprising. I don't even know about it. Was Kira involved in the murder of Mrs. Kailash Hingorani? Was Kira involved in the murder of Pramila Hingorani? Pramila Hingorani is still in a human body? Is Pramila Hingorani still in a human form? Her sister Trimona Hingorani is still in her human form? Her brother Umesh Hingorani is still in his human form? So you are telling me that Kailash Hingorani and Umesh Hingorani were murdered? Can I ask you the year in which both were murdered? Umesh's wife Shambhav E. Hingorani was murdered? Shambhav E's sister Vicky was murdered? Shambhav E and Umesh's son Dev was murdered? Shambhav E and Umesh's son Dev Hingorani was murdered? Dev Hingorani is DNA of Shambhav E. Hingorani and Umesh Hingorani. Does he have any other siblings from his parents? Okay, can I ask you in which year they were murdered? All were murdered by Kira? All four were murdered by Kira? The Pakistani spy murdered all four of them? Which means Kailash Hingorani, Umesh Hingorani, Shambhav E. Hingorani, and Dev Hingorani? Did he murder Vicky, whatever her family name is? Vicky and Shambhav E's father, S.M. Krishna. Has he left his human body so far? Mr. S.M. Krishna is Mr. S.M. Krishna aware of Kira, the Pakistani spy? Mr. S.M. Krishna lives like I do, freely, as free gets, but does he live the way I do? As in, in a bungalow, and free. If he wants to go somewhere, he can at his own risk, but he can more or less just be free. Has Mr. S.M. Krishna been taken underground somewhere so that SM karta hua cubs can shapeshift for him? Has Mr. S.M. Krishna been taken underground somewhere? Now, is he a hostage of somebody is the question. Kira has taken him hostage for some reason. Is he at the same place as Siddharth is held hostage? Siddharth is still in his human form somewhere. Okay, give me a minute for me to write whatever I have to write. Just wait. This thing, no, is little too much. I think I will continue this tomorrow. Okay, I will do this read tomorrow because this is a little too much and it's too heavy. So I will do this little and then read out the whole list later on. So for now, this much that I've done, I'm leaving it at this. I'll come back to this tomorrow morning. Okay, I'm closing the session. I'm not even doing the Scrabble as of now. I could do the Scrabble little later on. Okay. So I am to shutting this reading at this point in time. It is 14. Oh, 4 in this clock, but it is 14, 15, 14, 20. It's afternoon time. I'm shutting this read. As of now, I could be back in the evening, depends how I'm feeling. Okay, but at that time, I will concentrate on the Scrabble throw. This stuff.